What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Yes. Welcome to another episode.
Oh my goodness.
Of the podcast.
Finishing out our summer series.
Yeah, this is the cherry on top of our summer series. And,
oh my God. It's the fucking 12-pack abs cherry on top.
A real treat. Real treat.
Yeah.
I hope you're all doing well. And let's see, what do we got going on? Any biz?
Any
this
biz?
week?
No, I don't think.
Yeah. Check out our new merch. Well, it's not super new anymore, but
Maybe new to you if you want some.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to order a sweatshirt.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure that out.
Yeah. I would like one of those too.
Yeah. Oh, good. Let's order some then because I think we need to be wearing them. Although it's maybe getting a little bit unseasonal for those, but
true,
where we live.
I could always use a sweatshirt though. And then it'll be ready for if we get a,
for a cold front.
Unseasonably a cold front, yeah. A rainy day or something. Yeah.
I will say, I would love to know if anyone has any thoughts, feelings, ideas based on the summer series we did. Did you like it? What did you think? Mm-hmm. Did you want more? Did you want less?
Yeah. Go to our website. It's DTFUpodcast.com, and there's a form, a contact form. You can write to us on there, anything you want. So
cool.
Yeah. Anything fucked up for you this week?
No, I don't really have anything. The only thing is, when you get a song, do you ever get a song where you become obsessive?
Yeah.
There's a song, I don't think I already talked about this, but tell me if I did. From this scene in maybe I did talk about it last week.
No, you told me about it when we had our
status
meeting. Yeah,
it's still in my head. I just keep listening to it on repeat. I play it in the car. I'm singing it all the time. I'm learning the words to it. It's just a song from this very funny opening scene in an Alan Partridge movie called Alpha Papa, and he's just singing, and then in the lyrical break where it's just an instrumental 8 count of the song, he screams at someone for having their fog lamps on when there isn't any fog. He's like, there isn't any fog. Your fog lamps are on. There's no fog. And then he just is back into it. It's the most incredible acting scene. And then that's how I know the song. But then I heard the song on the radio recently. And then I was like, oh wait, I know this song. And now I've just been obsessing over it. It's called Roachford is the artist, and it's called Cuddle Toy, and it is so fucking good. I'm like, how do people not obsessively listen to this song? It's so good. Anywho, it's not even a fucked up thing. It's just I can't get it out of my head.
Sometimes I wake up with songs in my head, or I'll be repeating a word over and over and over again in my head, which is really annoying. It's it's almost like a tick or something. It's really, really annoying.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Totally feel you.
Do you have anything fucked up this week?
No, just same old. Who's to say? We're doing this in the future. This is the future.
Yeah, we're way in the future right now. Yeah, and we're way in the past, way in the future. We're time traveling. It's one of those episodes.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going on in the world? I'm sure there's plenty of fucked up stuff we could talk about if we were talking about it in real time.
That's right. Anything that we would have to say would be old news by now.
Yeah.
So.
Totes. Well, all right.
Well, let's talk about our topic today. So like I was saying, this is the cherry on top of our romance novel summer series vibe.
Yeah.
And no discussion about romance novels is complete without a nod to the real life physical embodiment of romance novels himself. Mr. Fabio. Mr. Romance Novel. Fabio. I fucked that up.
Okay. TIL. Today I learned that Fabio has a last name.
Oh, yeah.
It's Lanzoni. He's Italian, which I don't know if I ever knew that, but I mean,
think I did know. I think I did know he was Italian of all the like Europeans things that he could be.
oh, okay. I guess I never really thought about it, but Fabio is an Italian name.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, his full name is Fabio Lanzoni. He was born in Milan, Italy in 1959. And this was such a fun, cool thing to learn. He's one of, I mean, this is anecdotal, but he's one of few celebrities that's known mononymously, which is a term I
Yeah.
never heard before, but that's like when you're Madonna or Beyonce and you are only known by one name. And that
I
is
love that.
so cool. But then I was thinking his name is so synonymous with
Mm-hmm.
romance novels and his whole vibe. Like his name almost transcends him as a human person and
Yes.
is like romance novels. Like it's almost like how Kleenex are tissues, but people will just say
Yes.
like, hand me the Kleenex when it's not even Kleenex brand. It's like
Yes.
Fabio is such a specific energy or like thing. I don't like presence and
yeah.
encapsulates this like very specific idea that it's like
Mm-hmm.
you could just use that and anyone knows what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Fabio is representative of
Yeah.
an entire genre of books
Incredible.
and art.
And
Truly,
I know
like,
because it goes so
yeah.
far beyond books. And
Yeah.
honestly, like I would say we
part
did,
of culture that transcends like so much. Yeah.
I think, and he was famous to us like in our
Mhm.
time of like adolescence when he was really in pop culture. It wasn't for
Yeah.
the books. He had already
Yeah.
transcended that and had permeated pop culture so much. Like it's just wild. This man's career is so, it spans decades, it spans genres, it spans mediums. Like it is
Totally.
huge. It's
I
way
think-
bigger than I thought.
I think that so we're living in this time of him, being like he is existing on this timeline and we're
Yeah.
existing on the timeline with him. I think in like, a few hundred years, he probably still will be remembered or written about
Yeah.
and we'll have like kind of that same vibe as like Casanova or,
Yes.
somebody
Don
like
Juan.
that. Don Juan, like
Yeah.
somebody in that same kind of,
That's
category
Yeah.
is who will be in in the lexicon, in
Yeah.
pop culture, known as this person who specifically belongs to this one thing
Yeah.
and is representative of a genre. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's
That's
so
some like iconic shit.
yeah. No, it's it kind of blew me away today. Like
Yeah. I never really thought of it like that, but yeah, it's pretty iconic.
it's pretty, he's iconic. His life, like his career started, oh, we didn't even say.
Fabio, the reason he is so just known and the
Yeah.
reason he is associated so deeply with the romance novel genre is because he was the cover man of literally hundreds of romance novels in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
He appears on no less than 466 romance novel covers. That's crazy.
There's no, I mean, has anyone done like 466 movies? Like, has anyone done like, I'm just trying to think, like, even 466 songs? Like, being associated in one genre, but across so many different people's works, like, it
Yeah.
is singular. I
Yeah.
just don't think anyone, maybe if you're like
A producer.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say like a music
Yeah.
producer, and you've made a lot of tracks, or you're like kind of like you're like a Timbaland or something. It's like you have a little bit to do with a lot of songs or something. Yeah, that's true. But
But still, yeah.
this is like unheard of.
And you know, it's different because he is simply the model. You know what I mean? He is
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah.
He's not making the art. He is
True.
just he's just representative of the art. So
True.
it's a little different, but
Yeah. Well, he started his career pretty early. He, we said he was born in Italy. He was like found at the age of like 14. He was very young when he was like discovered or whatever.
Wow.
Started modeling, started doing commercials and like TV and stuff. But as you would, he wanted to come to New York and see if he could like make it in New York City as a model. And so he came out here and took a meeting with the Ford modeling agency in New York City and was signed on the spot. It's like almost, It's like lore at this point, like how everybody was like affected when he came into the building. Like people say like he walked into the building and they signed him on the spot. I'm sure it wasn't exactly like that, but I'm sure it was.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was, but I'm sure he like got into the lobby and then into the office and then they signed him at least. You know what I mean? It's not
sure.
He wasn't just walking in and everybody was like, fawning over him.
Stop what they were doing. And
yeah.
Well.
And the man was, an Adonis. Like I never loved his hair. I think I've changed. I've like softened my opinion on it as I've gotten older, but his body's banging.
Yeah.
Probably still is.
Yeah, I mean he's like in his
60s?
Late 60s now.
Yeah.
Mid 60s.
Yeah.
And he's getting older. He's not as he's an older man now, so
yeah,
he's not in his prime, but he's still he's still a good looking man, and he's still like takes care of himself, you could tell. But yeah, I think if you are in that line of work, that is just like what you do. You just are. That is your bread and butter. You're taking care of your face, taking care of your body.
Oh yeah.
So that's he's still got it going on a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not for me, but for somebody,
Yeah, not for me. Well, I saw some photos of him from like maybe a few years ago. I should probably look at what he looks like now, but back then, wow. He was
in his heyday.
In his heyday, his body was stunning. Like very, very chiseled and muscular and like just a beautiful man. And he immediately got to work as a model. Like he was getting campaigns with the Gap. He was getting campaigns with Nintendo, which one of his first jobs was on the cover of a game called Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2. It was a Nintendo game. And he was the cover model for it. And it's giving like very Beefcake, very Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
Like very Kevin Sorbo as Hercules. It's those vibes, but like if they had an 8-bit filter. And then it was on the cover of a game. But it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's banging for sure.
Yeah,
it's like what you want. It's what you want.
Yeah, it's what you want. It's very like Brad Pitt as. Why do I want to say Thor? But that wasn't it.
Oh,
Troy. Brad
Troy.
Pitt and Troy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was 4 letters and started with a T. But yeah, it's like very like oiled, tanned, some sort of gold loinclothy thing or silver, like a
Conan the
shield.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Much
Very
that.
Conan.
Very much that. Yeah. It's he just was it,
I'm saying Conan the Barbarian, which is now making me think of Conan as in Conan O'Brien, but like as just like with like skinny little arms trying to like fight people off.
Like, yeah.
He's very tall, so that would be
tall.
to his advantage. But like, yeah, I don't. He's not giving me Conan vibes,
No.
He's Conan vibes.
Conan, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, yeah. I feel like after, I mean, this all kind of happened in the same at the same time. Like he was getting these campaigns, and then he was starting to like book these covers. But I just like the idea of like the romance novel industry having some sort of meeting, and they're just like, what if we did let people judge a book by the cover? Like, what if we put just like a steaming hot man on the cover, and then we did let them judge that, and they did think, hey, this is a book I like, I want to fuck it. Like,
That's
let
right.
me read this shit. And so that's how I like to think Fabio got to be on the cover of his first book, which was Love Storm by Judith L. French.
Ooh. It's hot. It's real hot.
Oh.
Some of these covers, I was like looking through like listicles of all the you know, the best covers he's been on.
Yeah.
Fucking shit, man.
Dude.
Just
the cover.
Real steamy stuff.
Sometimes maybe that's all it takes. You know, that's the only part they get to. They're like, this
honestly,
is a great read.
if I'm judging a book by its cover, I want to see that. I'm like, I want to, this is what I want. I want to read this. I want to read about some fucking. They're going to be fucking in this. Great. Yeah. I want it.
Yeah.
It's like how you sometimes choose a bottle of wine based on its label.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, this is a cute little kitschy thing.
Yeah.
It probably will taste good. Maybe it'll taste like shit. I don't know. But
or like a kombucha or something. You're like, I want the one with the like most colorful fun label or whatever. Yeah. Like sometimes you just got to go with your gut and go with the label. And I feel like for these books, it's like, how horned up do you feel from just looking at the cover? Because at least hold on to that feeling.
That's right.
If the book's not very good, you always have the cover to fall back on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could just look at the cover and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Good enough. Yeah. It's true.
Oh, and these covers are like literal works of art because at the time, and maybe this is true forever. I didn't confirm this, but romance covers start as photos and then they're hand-drawn artwork, like, or oil paintings or whatever, like, but it's actual art that is then turned into the cover. So like he's literally appearing as these works of art, and there's hundreds of them. It's so much work. You know, you mentioned he was on like literally over 466 romance novels, but they were able to put him on so many, and they did sort of exploit him in a way, I feel like. And it was probably because he was young in his career. He was a model. He probably didn't have like a lot of great people advocating for him in a super great way. And it was kind of a new thing, but essentially they would book him for multiple shoots. So the artist would come and photograph him, and they would have like props and outfits and models that would fit the title that they needed to get a cover for. And so he would just like be on set all day, like fucking changing into like a pirate outfit, a farmhand, a spaceman. Like he's just like changing hats, opening blouses, like grabbing butts of the other model, like just like literally all day, to the point where his longest day he shot 16 covers for 16 different romance novels in one day.
Oh my God.
Isn't that insane?
Because you're getting multiple shots, multiple, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not just one picture. It's like, oh my God. That'd be so exhausting.
Dude, that's a long day. But I think he enjoyed the work. He liked being around the hot models, and then the photographer or the artist, whatever, would take those photos and do the artwork by hand. But I mean, he got so famous doing this that eventually the publishers also were like, maybe we shouldn't even put women on the cover. Truly. And Fabio, like, and that's when he stopped having so much fun, because then it was just him in a pirate shirt by himself, and he wasn't like getting to flirt with any hot ladies. But he just they were like, what if we removed the woman from the cover so that she envisions she's the one with Fabio? And that was a smart move. Absolutely.
Super smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
that was
that's like what made him the most famous, I think.
Yeah. Well, that and then his later stint, I think, in
Yeah.
commercials and like
Yeah.
in his acting career.
Yeah, true. Well, speaking of his acting, he I think he rose to fame probably doing like he definitely got noticed from this, and people attributed a vibe to him, which we were talking about in the beginning of the episode. Like, we will always know him in this romance way. But yeah, he really hit his stride in the 90s when he started doing television in the US.
Yeah, he had lots of like guest roles and stuff, like little cameos.
Yeah.
And it's like he's so like people know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's nobody else like him.
No.
So
yeah,
he just like has these cameo roles in all these movies and commercials and whatever that it's just like, I don't know. It's so funny.
Well, and he was everywhere. Like, if you look at his IMDb page, like everything's so concentrated to the 90s, and he was in so many recognizable things. So first, this wasn't super recognizable to me, but his first significant role was as Claudio on Acapulco Heat, which I don't know that show, but I think it's like a Miami Vice type thing.
Yeah.
And then he had guest roles on shows like Roseanne, and he was even in the movie Death Becomes Her. As
great film.
Yeah, as like Isabella Rossellini's like one of her guards.
Yeah.
But I think what really made him famous during that era was the fact that he booked most of the roles during that time period as himself. So he went on all these shows and was in all these movies that were super big hits as himself. And that kind of like really solidified his place in popular culture during the 90s. I think that was like
totally.
He was on like, okay, so you'll remember this. It was a cartoon, Bobby's World.
Yeah.
He was in The Bold and the Beautiful. He was in the Leslie Nielsen movie Spy Hard. He was in the other cartoon Eek the Cat. He was in Step by Step, Dude, Where's My Car, Zoolander. Like, he was in so many things that were big pop culture, hits. And
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's just like he was like in the zeitgeist so hardcore in the 90s. Like he's so representative of that time. Yeah.
And always hitting the note of I'm a romance guy, like always playing to his strength. Never. And I do think this is rare because I feel like a lot of actors who kind of fall into something like this, like he essentially became a meme.
Yes, for sure. And he was like in on the joke. Like,
and he was in on it, and he didn't care. Like,
no, he didn't care. He like didn't take himself so seriously.
Yes.
And that's why I think he had like such good staying power, because he was just like,
yes,
yeah, this is like, I'm going to capitalize as long as I can on this like whole entire thing that I've just been riding this wave, and I'm going to keep going. Like, why wouldn't I? So
I agree. Yeah, I think he just leaned in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what you were alluding to, what we know him best from, is as the sponsor of a very...
The spokesperson.
Yeah, the spokesperson of a very disgusting...
Did this give us diarrhea? I can't remember.
Is this what's aging me? Is this why my cholesterol is so high? No, they would argue it would be lower, but I don't eat this garbage. Anyway, I can't believe it's not butter. He was the spokesperson in like all of the 90s.
Yeah, he was like, it was like a romance novel, like themed commercial where
come to life.
A woman would be like putting, I can't believe it's not butter on her muffin or whatever. She's buttering her muffin, and then suddenly Fabio appears, and he's like, I can't believe it's not butter, and it's like that's like the whole thing. And these commercials were hilarious. Like
he would like come out of the fridge. I feel like she would like open the fridge, and he's just in there, and the wind's like blowing his hair, and he's like
his shirt's
open.
Like frolicking in a field or like a meadow or something.
They were great, very funny commercials.
Really, really good. Really good.
But that's
the thing.
when
It's like
he entered my like.
oh,
brain.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he made these iconic things
Yeah.
what they were because of who he was and what, like, like good for him. He just made it.
Totally. I love that he didn't have an ego about it and wasn't like, I need to be taken as a serious actor. Like, no, he's like, this is the joke. I'll lean into this joke. This is why it's funny. Like, and I'm going to play into that. And it was very successful for him. And I hope he made so much money.
I hope so too.
And I hope he still has a lot of money. I feel like, I mean, we haven't, he hasn't done so much stuff since then. He was kind of like in his prime in the 90s, but he's still, you can still see him here and there kind of like playing to this strength. And the most recently, I feel like we've seen him in something that people would recognize is in 2011 when he was in, I think it was the first Old Spice video to go viral. It was like that campaign, like, look at me, I'm a man on a horse.
Yeah, they got weird with it, and it was like funny, and that was like one of the first ones. Yeah,
and it was like branded content, and everybody loved, like, all of my clients at the time were like, we want to do what Old Spice does, and it's like, okay, well then you have to be funny, and they're like, well, we're not willing to do that, and I'm like, then it's not gonna happen for you.
Sorry.
Yeah, but he was in one of those commercials with the guy that was like the Old Spice guy. And that was in 2011. The video garnered like 9 million views in 1 week. It was on like YouTube's homepage is like the fourth when they had that, where it was like the number 4 video of the week. And it was very, very rare at the time for an advertiser to have, like music videos would get those types of views. But like an ad, which this essentially was, unheard of. And it kind of changed everything for advertising and for Old Spice. So good on Fabio.
Yeah. But then one of the most unfortunate things to happen to him.
Yeah.
But also because it happened to him, it became another like meme like moment.
Yeah.
So in 1999, Fabio got goosed on Apollo's chariot in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia, on a roller coaster. Called Apollo's Chariot.
And like not in the fun way. Not goosed in the fun way.
No, it's crazy. So it was like the inaugural, like they just opened this ride and they had him come as like do like a photo op. With,
PR.
Like like the whole thing was Apollo's Chariot. He's an Adonis.
Yeah.
They're like, that was like the whole theme. He was like Greek god kind of vibe.
Totally.
And he got on the ride and he was like in the front of the roller coaster. And so this happened March 30th, 1999.
Oh my God.
And if it would have been a day later, this thing that happened to him people would have thought it would have been April Fool's Day, and people would have thought this was a joke.
Oh.
Because this is like the odds of this happening, of what happened to him, are so crazy.
But the stories probably did run on April 1st in newspapers.
Oh yeah, maybe that's true.
But but people had already probably seen it on like Entertainment Tonight and shit the night before.
Yeah, this is like before things like the internet existed, but it like virality was like kind of it wasn't the way that we didn't have like social media. So
but everyone saw this on the nightly news probably that night. Yeah.
Exactly. So what had happened was he was in the very front of the roller coaster, and a goose who had been nesting nearby flew into the path of the speeding roller coaster car as it was going down like one of the big steep drops. So they're going upwards of like 70 miles an hour.
Oh.
And this goose flies in front of the roller coaster. And I guess the best that anybody could tell is that the goose hit the front car, broke its neck, and then it flipped the bird upward. And the bird hit Fabio on the bridge of his nose, and it cut his nose. But it also like splattered blood everywhere from this bird that was just hit at 70 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
So it hit him like kind of glancingly, sort of, because it had hit the roller coaster, like the car.
Yeah. It ricocheted.
Like ricocheted. He still needed he needed stitches. I think he needed like 3 stitches, but no bones were broken, and he was like, you know,
Yeah.
it fucking hurt, and he was like swollen.
Dude.
He was so lucky this thing didn't hit him full on. If it would have, I think it might have killed him.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Because geese are not small birds. They're like 30 to 50 pounds sometimes. And
also,
like,
you're going that fast. It could just snap your neck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
He's lucky he wasn't hurt any more than that. So, and it's crazy because, of course, there's like tons of press there for this like opening of this brand new roller coaster, and he gets to the end of the ride and he's covered in blood. And the other models, the like female models that are on the ride with him, are also covered in blood and like crying and freaking out.
Everyone's wearing white.
Everyone's wearing white because it's like Greek god kind of like yeah. And everybody is like, what the fuck just happened? They don't really understand what was even going on. And so I just remember when this happened, the pictures of it are insane. He's just in this roller coaster looking like a fucking jabroni with blood all over his face.
Dude. And it's like, you know what's the most striking to me from this picture? Also, there's video, right? Or is it just photos?
I'm not sure.
I think there's video.
Yeah.
Well,
the whole thing was being filmed and recorded for, for
TV.
For TV and for press purposes. So like the fact that this like 1 in a million thing happened to Fabio on camera is just too much.
It's the wildest thing to me is that the woman in the front, like one of the women looks concerned, and then the other woman like right next to him's like, oh my God. And then she's like trying to keep it together, like, and he's just covered in blood, and he's like, what is going on?
It's disgusting.
Wild. Yeah. But it's something I know, like, it kind of comes in and out of like, what people are talking about, but this year's season finale of SNL even mentioned it, and like so many people don't know about it. Like, even my sister-in-law Eliza was like, I just learned about this, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, like that really happened.
I remember when it happened.
Yeah.
And I just remember too, one of the things about it that was like so fucked up. I mean, it's sad that a bird, fucking a goose, died. Like, that's sad. And he was like hurt. But like the late night shows just absolutely fucking eviscerated. Like, it was just like a freak accident.
Yeah.
And poor Fabio just gets like fucking beat to shit by the like late night hosts about this whole thing. I don't know. It was so crazy.
He's just like in the hospital, like crying to his plastic surgeon, just like, Doc, I'll never work in Not Butter again.
Like, those were the jokes. It was like, oh, Fabio got hit in the face with a bird. Can you believe it?
I don't know if he'll be able to.
Yeah, that's my Jay Leno. I don't know if he'll be able to go on the cover of a romance novel again.
Oh, your Jay Leno's not bad.
Like what? Like, oh, Fabio got goosed on a roller coaster, and not in the fun way. Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, poor Fabio. I have a whole new appreciation for this man.
Me too. Yeah.
Like, what an icon.
What an icon.
He's just doing his thing.
He's
probably a piece of shit. I don't know who's to say, but like, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
He seems cool. Like,
I think he was kind of a playboy for a long time. He wasn't married. Like,
he never got married.
He never got married. There was like an article a couple years ago, and that was like, Fabio at the age of 62 is finally ready to wed or whatever, like, and settle down. It's like, you know, whatever. He just lived his life and had a fun time, and like,
Yeah.
he was the model. I don't know.
I think like what you're saying is like he was in on the joke the whole time, and that's what makes it him like great, is that
I think
it never took himself too seriously.
Yeah.
Rode his fame wave perfectly, and got out and did, you know, when as long as he could, doing what he did with his like shtick, and
Yeah.
you know, I hope he's rich and having a good rest of his life.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. I just love like I just love what he was a part of and like what he contributed. It's just very fun. And I just remember having so many, like, he was
So
like
many
a
women's
household name.
fantasies.
Yeah, he was a household name in my house. Like, we always were like, oh, Fabio, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just me and my mom laughing and like explaining other people in that way, like, oh yeah, he's very like Fabio, you know. It's like, oh, okay, he's like a very attractive man, like, who's, you know, tall,
Who's
and
a woman's
muscly.
fantasy.
Who's
Yeah.
a woman's fantasy. Yeah.
I just love, like, when I think back about how like men always, like the late night hosts always made fun of Fabio so hardcore. It was like because of the insecurity and toxic masculinity of like not being this man, you know, and not like being like
Jay Leno's like, where he doesn't even wear denim shirts. Where's his?
Does he even have a car? I have like 800 cars.
You like this guy? You like this guy's chin? I got 3 times the chin.
Yeah. Like,
or whatever. I don't know.
Tuck that thing away. Nobody wants to see that chin. Get out of here.
God. It's just
leave
like,
Fabio alone.
I feel like Jay Leno's chin gets bigger every year. Like, as he ages. You know how like your nose and ears never stop growing or whatever? Like, his chin is also on that level.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very interesting. He's a very interesting looking person.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
No, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's our ode to Fabio.
Yeah. Bless him.
Bless him. And that is the conclusion of our summer series.
Oh.
That is the cherry on top of our summer series.
What a fun time.
What a fun time. Thanks to the romance genre.
Oh my gosh. For all this, for weeks of content. I'm just so delighted by it. I think it's so fun.
Yeah. It is delightful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gave us Fabio.
Give us Fabio.
So.
And I hope you like it. Hope you have a new appreciation for Fabio. Oh, and I think a good movie to kind of, you know, have some of the adjacent content is The Lost City, the Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum movie, and Romancing the Stone. If you've never seen Romancing the Stone, watch that movie. That's fantastic.
80s movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Late 80s. Isn't it Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas
Turner?
and Kathleen Turner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Fantastic. I remember my mom loving that movie when I was a kid. So
yeah, that and War of the Roses, which they're also both in. I think. Yeah, it's so fun, and that's a great movie. The Lost City, Sandy B,
and Channing Tatum is just so funny and delightful, and he's like the Fabio.
Time. Yeah, he really the Fabio.
Does.
Yeah, and but Brad Pitt in that movie. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think I've said it before, but I just don't ever think I really cared that much about Brad Pitt. But then as I've aged and he's aged, I mean, I'm just like, whoa, mama.
and I've said it before, but I have it on very good authority that he is a real cool dude.
Oh, for sure. He's cool.
Like, I have a family member who works directly with him, and he is a gentleman and a gem. So
yeah, I've heard he's a nice person.
Yeah, he's just like a really nice dude. So
yeah.
Yep. Well, that ought to do her. Next week will be a normal, regular old episode. So
but what's normal?
Hope you guys enjoyed this little summer series. It's been fun. Follow us on social media
At DTFU Podcast.
Yeah. And our website is dtfupodcast.com. And I think that's it.
I will say, check out our Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.com/DTFU Podcast. We have lots of extra content on there. And we have a very fun Discord. So if you're looking for more action, if you're looking for more content, #premium content from the pod, check it out.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots more content.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right.
That's it. Thank you guys for listening, and listen, stay excellent to yourselves
And each other.
Bye.